Title: I found lubricant and Viagra in my wife's purse. I didn't argue, I swapped them with brilliant green mixed with pepper spray. She and her boss came home covered in green after their work trip. Start: I didn't argue, I swapped them with brilliant green mixed with pepper spray. She and her boss came home covered in green after their work trip. But the worst part was still to come. I didn't explode, I didn't shout. When I reached into her purse that night and pulled out a small packet of lubricant and a strip of Viagra, I didn't even blink. I just stared at them under the kitchen light, listening to the hum of the refrigerator, and I knew. She wasn't working late. She wasn't building her career. She was building a life with him. The betrayal sat in my hand like poison, but I didn't confront her. I never do when my enemies think they're clever. I plan. For 15 years, she had been my partner, my friend, my home. We built a marriage out of late-night drives and cheap apartments. I trusted her laughter more than I trusted the ground under my feet. When she got promoted, I celebrated like it was my victory. When she said her boss believed in her, I believed too. Looking back now, the signs were there. Subtle absences, perfume that wasn't for me, a phone turned face down. But I smothered doubt with loyalty. I wanted to believe. Until the purse. That night, she came home late. I asked nothing. I poured her a glass of wine, kissed her forehead, and told her I loved her. She smiled, relieved, as if she had fooled me again. But while she slept, I replaced what I found. The lubricant became a small vial of brilliant green mixed with pepper spray. The Viagra pills were hollowed out, refilled with powdered laxatives. It was a cruel cocktail of humiliation, not enough to kill, just enough to scar. But that was only the beginning. I didn't move in anger, I moved in silence. Over weeks, I gathered everything. Hotel receipts hidden in her email drafts, pictures of her car parked outside his house, copies of company messages where deadlines were excuses for intimacy. I funneled our savings into an account she couldn't touch, quietly froze her credit cards, met with a lawyer, sliding evidence across the table until his eyebrows arched in admiration. I even called his wife, a woman who had been choking on the same poison. We didn't cry, we didn't argue, we planned. The trap was ready. They left for a conference. I let them go, smiling as I waved goodbye. In their hotel, the green burn and the chemical fire of pepper spray introduced themselves during foreplay. Their skin blistered in patches of neon green, their eyes burning, their bodies desperate for relief. And when he reached for the Viagra, he found himself doubled over, hours later, chained to a toilet instead of my wife. They checked out early, stained and humiliated, their clothes sticking to their skin. When they came home, I was waiting. But I didn't greet them with rage. I greeted them with silence and an envelope. She stepped inside, her blouse buttoned wrong, the smell of chemical burn still clinging to her. Her boss hovered behind her, green patches blooming across his neck. "Rough trip?" I asked, voice calm, almost kind. She froze. He paled. I slid the envelope onto the table. Inside, photographs, bank statements, printouts, hotel bills, every secret laid bare. "This," I said, tapping the folder, "is already with HR. With the board, with your families. By morning, both of you will be unemployed and divorced." Her lips trembled, his hands shook. "You planned this," she whispered, as if she'd just seen the stranger I had become. "No," I corrected. "You planned this, the day you chose him. I just finished it for you." The boss bolted first, muttering excuses that didn't matter. She stayed, crying, pleading, reaching for me like I was still hers. The divorce was swift, clean, merciless. She lost her job, he lost his family. Their affair became a company scandal, whispered about in corridors, dissected at dinner tables. I kept the house, I kept my peace. What they kept were scars. The green stains fading slow, a reminder of the day their secrets bled out in color. Sometimes I wonder if she ever thinks of me, if she remembers the man who trusted her more than himself. But then I remind myself of one simple truth. I don't live in wonder anymore. I live in silence. And silence, for me, is justice.